Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shin Kim. This is the class of the Old Testament Theology, and it seems like today lesson lecture is the last one. Uh, so even though we try start from Old Testament the theology definition, and we're dealing with God and the creation story and the human creation, even we're dealing with the original sins and the covenant worship service and the nation of Israel. Even through the previous class, actually, we deal with the prophecy, see the future, or sometimes criticize the present situation. And we also dealing with the Ten Commandments, including the law. Today, actually, my topic is Jewish culture, because one of the biggest actually characteristic different actually distinguish from other nation is Jewish actually culture. And when I actually living in New Jersey, and it is very near to the New York City, and I saw a lot of actually Jewish people living in that area. And one of the distinguish between actually Jewish with other actually race or other nation is one of the physical difference between them is kippah. So usually the Jewish male actually they wearing kippah. It is a small round cap, one on the head of the by man, especially men. Okay, usually male men's actually they wearing small round cap. Maybe I'm not sure how many of you see this one, but I see a lot of actually this one. So as soon as I see the kippah, small round cap, I recognize them. Oh, they are Jewish. They are Jewish people. So that's the actually symbol of the Jewish people. Okay. So it is easily actually you can figure it out. He is Jewish or not. Okay, through the kippah. Actually, there are so many different colors and design. So in the picture, there are three one. Okay, one of them is just black. Black, that's all. And another one is the Star of King David, okay, and another one is blue and a little bit different actually design. So that means there is no actually matched one, many different color, even design, but one commonality is a small round cap. That's all, okay. Men should wear it to cover their heads, okay? They cover their heads, especially while they offer prayer, because it shows respect to God. So the reason why they wearing it is that I respect you, okay? I respect God. Because of the reason, actually, they wearing kippah. So this is one of the uh, fashion, okay, fashion difference between from other country, other races. So you can easily figure it out whenever you see some people wearing this kippah, okay, you recognize them. Oh, you are Jewish. And one of the another actually culture called the circumcision. When actually Abraham was called by God, actually one day God called Abraham, Abraham, come here. Yeah, yes, sir. And you actually doing the perform the circumcision, okay, circumcision. So I cannot explain in detail, okay. As soon as a boy, okay, a boy is born, exactly 8 days later, actually the family or with the doctor, actually they perform the circumcision. Circumcision actually, especially only boy, okay, limited to the boy, and cut the skin of the penis, okay, the mental genital, okay, male genital. They cut the skin of the penis, so maybe there will be blood coming out, and it is very painful. That's why babies usually they are crying, but it had been done because of the Abraham. One day, as I said, God called Abraham, actually doing the circumcision. That's the actually starting point of circumcision. So one of the biggest actually different from other race with Israel boy. Actually, biggest difference is circumcision. They cut the skin over the penis. So as soon as they became naked, naked body, at the time easily recognize that you are Jewish or not, okay, because of the circumcision. So male circumcision. So exactly 8 days later after birth, exactly 8 days later, and in Israel, this ceremony we actually call it a circumcision, but in Israel, this ceremony is called bris, and this ceremony signifies the covenant God had with the Jewish, especially through the Abraham. So as you see the picture, actually, yeah, medical doctor actually cut the skin. Just imagine that, okay? If anybody with a scissor or a knife actually cut your ear or any part of your body, it is painful and there is blood coming out, and maybe you will cry out. Because actually the baby is doing the circumcision, cut the skin of the penis, and baby is crying out, okay? It is painful, but skin out, okay, skin cutting, and easily, as I said, when the there was World War II, okay, World War II. As you know, the Hitler actually he genocide. That means he murdered a lot of 6 million Jewish people. Okay, he murdered them. So how actually Hitler recognize you are Jewish or not? Just be naked and see the penis, and the skin of a penis is cut. Actually, he is Jewish. Okay, it is easily actually recognizable. Okay, so it's painful. That's why the baby is crying. And another actually culture difference from other country is actually Israel people actually they figured out, make a difference between the unclean animal and the clean animal. Okay, so usually clean animal, maybe tuna, deer, chicken, sheep, cow, and some fish. Actually, fish must have the fin and the scale. Scale is the skin. Okay, as you know, we actually discover the scale and we cook it. Okay, but unclean animal is without any scale. Look at the dolphin. Dolphin doesn't have any scale. Okay, it doesn't have any kinds of plastic cover. Okay, and even catfish doesn't have any scale, and even their eel. Actually, when I live in South Korea, I love eating catfish and eel. Okay, but those fishes doesn't have any scale. Okay, but I love it. But in the Israel, it is considered of unclean animal. So you must not eat these kinds of animals. Okay, maybe one of the surprising thing is lobster, maybe, and shrimp and crab and oyster. Yeah, unfortunately, even pork, okay, pig, okay. I love this food. Unfortunately, I love lobster. I love shrimp. I love crab. I love oyster. Even I love the duck, okay. Even though I usually I don't try to eat the snake, but I love eat the pork, okay. Yeah. In Korean language, samgyeopsal. I love samgyeopsal, okay. I love it. But if I were born in the Israel, I must not eat this food. Even until modern present day, okay, the Israel people never eat. They don't try to eat the unclean animals. How about you? If you were born in Israel, you must not eat these kinds of food. And usually the Jewish food called kosher. Maybe whenever you purchase some food in supermarket, maybe there is some mark of the kosher. So usually there is a 6 symbol, okay? Sometimes U and K, V, H, and even directly represent kosher, okay, kosher, or another symbol K, or Israel Hebrew alphabet, or exactly K. It is not K mat, okay? It is K means the kosher. So as I said, only clean animal they could eat, okay? They may allowed to eat the clean animals. That's why they make a kosher. So kosher preparing food according to the requirement of Jewish law. So that's why they never eat, okay? Kosher meat is limited to cattle, cow, and sheep, goat, deer, bison. Yeah, those kinds of animals. They belong to the kosher meat. But as I said, pork is not kosher meat. So still Israel people, okay, they never eat the pork, okay, because pork is unclean animals. Actually, the pig actually eat a lot of food, but it never actually it has the different kinds of stomach, okay. As you see, the cow actually as soon as they eating the grass, but during night time they looks like vomit it, and again they choosing it. So actually cow has 4 actually stomach, but usually the pig actually has only 1 actually stomach, and that's all. So that's why it considered of unclean animals. And the meat and the dairy remain separately. That means you cannot eat with milk and the steak together, okay? Because the milk is the food for the small calf, okay? But so you cannot eat mother and baby together. So you cannot eat actually together with the steak and the milk, okay? So meat and dairy is usually milk, okay, and cheese, okay, remain separately and eat separately. And one of the representative of the Jewish bread called challah, braised egg bread. You get the picture. Maybe you might, even me actually, when I go to the supermarket or bread shop, actually I saw these kinds of bread, okay? It is traditional Israel actually bread, okay? Called challah. And another traditional food is called lakes, potato pancake. Maybe you slice, you already know this kind of food. You slice chopping the potato, and with the only potato you make a pancake. So that is a traditional food of Israel called lakes. So yeah, definitely some kind of a food culture, okay, eating culture. Restaurant, the Jewish people has their one special meat and their special bread, okay. So that's why even we are living in United States. Actually, sometimes we go to the supermarket, you may see the kosher food, okay. And another also representative religious culture is called Sabbath. What does it mean, Sabbath? Sabbath means resting, okay, resting. Especially the Saturday. Saturday is the Sabbath day, okay? Because according to the Bible, especially the first book of the Genesis, actually it is said God created the world from Sunday, and He finished He actually created person, maybe on the actually Friday morning and afternoon, and he rest, okay. He no more created the whole thing, okay. From Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, until Friday afternoon, he created the whole universe, but he rest on Friday night and Saturday, okay. That's why according to Ten Commandments, keep Sabbath day holy. So you must not working. You must not working on Saturday. So in the Jewish culture, Saturday is a Sabbath day. So they have their one food on Sabbath day because they cannot cook. Okay. Even working is not allowed. Okay, working is not allowed. You should take a rest on Saturday, and even cooking is not allowed. So in order to eat on Saturday, you must cook on Friday. Okay, you prepare the food on Friday and you eat on Saturday. So usually the wine and bread, it's traditional actually Sabbath food. And maybe you may see another picture below, below the wine, and the Jewish people, they are working. Actually, when I live in New Jersey, I see a lot of these kinds of things, okay, scenes, especially on Saturday. Most of Jewish people, they go to their temple called the synagogue, okay, synagogue. Jewish people getting together, they have a worship service. They have a worship service on Sabbath day. And instead of driving the car, actually, usually they walking to the temple. So one of the reasons is that driving is walking, okay. So you must not walk on Sabbath day. That's why instead of driving, actually they walk on the street, okay. So that's why you may see this kind of picture on Sabbath day. Jewish people, as I said, they wearing kippah, okay, small round cap, okay. So that's why you easily figure out, oh, they are Jewish. And with the family, actually they walking to their synagogue, their temple, because it is a Sabbath day. So on Sabbath day, Saturday, it is not allowed to driving the car because driving is walking. So that's why even we are living in the United States, it is easily actually we can figure it out, especially on Saturday. Family is walking with their kids and also wearing kippah, small rounding cap. They are Jewish people, okay? So I saw these kinds of things so many times, okay, when I living in New Jersey. So Sabbath is commemorate God's day to rest, okay, after 6 days of creation. As I said, God created the whole universe for 6 days, and on 7th day, God rests. That's why Israel people actually they rest on Saturday, on Sabbath day, and no work allowed on Sabbath. According to the book of Genesis chapter 20, remember the Sabbath day and to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor, okay? From Sunday through actually Friday, 6 days you should work, okay? You should labor and do all your work, but on the 7th day is Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work. Do not work, okay? Neither you nor your son, even neither your daughter nor your manservant. If you have a slave, let them rest on Sabbath day, okay? Your manservant or maidservant, nor your even animals, animals cannot walk on Saturday, okay? Nor the alien within your gate. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and earth, the sea, all that in them, but He rests on the 7th day. God rests on 7th day, so God is creator of the whole universe and you are creature, so creature should follow the rule of God and you must rest on 7th day, okay? That's why when you go any Jewish actually community, you see this kind of poster, no work on Sabbath day. So yeah, maybe it's good. Especially long time ago, there is so many slave and slave work for their owner. But if your owner is a Jewish people, actually you can take a rest on Sabbath day, Saturday. It's good, okay. So even in the United States, actually, many Jewish people living and also they never work on Saturday. That's why, as I said, they go to the temple, their synagogue, and even they don't drive. That's why usually near to their temple, near to their synagogue, actually, community, Jewish community getting together, they move that area because just imagine that. if you far away from the synagogue, temple, away 10 or 20 miles, how can you walk 20 miles? 20 miles to the temple. It is impossible. Okay? Maybe it takes a full days to walking. So that's why if you see any Jewish synagogue or Jewish temples, you may guess that, oh, maybe so many Jewish people living around here, because on Saturday they must go to their temple by walking. That's why, okay? So another actually vocabulary, Sabbath or Sabbath. Weekly day of resting from shortly before sundown, especially, okay, exactly when actually Sabbath day going to start, okay? Friday sunset, okay? As soon as, today is, one example, today is Friday, and there is sun, and the sun start going, sun arose, and the sunset down, okay? Before sunset down, at the time, it starts Sabbath day. And until when? Actually, after sundown, Saturday night. So next day is Saturday and the sunset. Now Sabbath is over. So usually on Sabbath day, actually, most Jewish people attending temple, they have a worship service, spend time with family and friends. And on Sabbath day, they do not use modern convenience. So what is modern convenience? One of the thing is car. Okay, even car, they don't drive the car on Sabbath day, or they do not perform any creative. It looks like they don't go to the movie theater, dancing hall, or any activity. Okay, they try to make a rest on Saturday, and usually when you see the picture. As I said, one of the bread kind is challah, the bread, okay? And look at the other actually food. As I said, it is already prepared on the morning of the Friday, okay? And on Saturday, they eating this kind of food. So most of them looks like doesn't need any heating, okay? They prepared their salad on Friday and eating on Saturday, okay? So actually, I only ate the bread, that's all. But maybe you are familiar to also salad, but I'm not sure other food, okay? So if you get any chance, try to visit the Israel restaurant in order to taste, in order to understand the Israel culture. And also Jewish holiday is totally different. So as I said, even when I live in New Jersey at the time, I receive some calendar. Usually in calendar there is a Jewish holiday. Wow. If I actually receive some calendar maybe from any Korean supermarket, usually in my Korean calendar there is some celebration according to Korean holiday. But when I live in New Jersey at the time, there the Jewish community is extremely strong, and usually most calendar has a Jewish holiday. That's why I'm familiar, even though I don't know the exact meaning of the holiday, but I am familiar to their actually holiday names. One of the actually characteristic is the not solar calendar, okay? Jewish holiday is depends on lunar calendar. This is exactly the same, okay? When I live in South Korea, actually our calendar is according to lunar calendar, not solar calendar, okay? Exactly every year, Happy New Year is when? January 1st, but according to the lunar calendar in my country, South Korea, actually sometimes it is the end of January, sometimes it is middle of the February, according to lunar calendar. So even, yeah, it is already, yeah, February, but we celebrate Happy New Year in the February because our culture is following the lunar calendar instead of a solar calendar. It is actually the same. Jewish holiday is following lunar calendar. Okay, so Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Hashanah is Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Actually, it is late September, so that's why it is extremely different. Okay, in Asian culture, Happy New Year is usually in the late of the January or early of February, but according to the Jewish calendar, Jewish holiday, Rosh Hashanah is Happy New Year is in the late of September. That's why it's totally different. And Yom Kippur, maybe you may heard of Yom Kippur. This is the day of atonement in early October. Okay, on that day, Happy Yom Kippur. Actually, it is proclaimed peace and goodness. Okay, they actually exchange peace with you, and they actually blow the horn. Okay, horn. And Hanukkah. Hanukkah is a festival of light and rededication of a temple in December. Maybe you may heard of Hanukkah, and most of you familiar to the vocabulary Passover. What happened? Passover is deeply related to Exodus story, as you know. Okay, the Israel people actually they moved to the Egypt, and unfortunately over 400 years they were enslaved. Okay, they were slave. Israel people become slave in Egypt over 400 years. And one day God called Moses, please let my people go. Introduce your people to the promised land. So that actually, the book of Exodus, the second book of the Bible actually is the book of Exodus. Actually, Exodus is escape from Egypt. Okay, so Exodus in late March or early April. So they usually eat unleavened bread for 8 days. That means they hurry up. Okay, prepare your stuff and just leave the Egypt as soon as possible. So they have no time. They cannot bring their furniture. They only bring their clothing and some food. Okay, so there is no yeast. Okay, usually when you make bread, actually we using the yeast. Okay, the flour with water and eggs, and we put some yeast. Okay, and it become bigger size of the bread. Okay, but on Passover they never use any yeast. So this kinds of a fall actually holiday is one of the representative actually holiday in Jewish culture. Okay, this is totally different from solar calendar, and also this is totally different from the even the Asian calendar. So Jewish people they have their one calendar. Okay, so that's why Happy New Year in solar calendar. Happy New Year. When is it? Actually January 1st. And as I said, according to the Asian culture, lunar calendar, when is Happy New Year? When is that? Usually at the end of the January or the middle of February. But amazingly, in Jewish culture, their Happy New Year is late September. Okay. So that's why their holiday, their calendar is totally different from Western one. And how about their religion? Actually, through the Old Testament theology, you already know what is their religion. Their religion is Judaism, okay? And monotheism. Monotheism means one God, okay? What is the representative of monotheism in religious perspective? Christianity. Christianity believe in there is only one God. And even the Islam, okay? Islam, they worship their Allah. Allah is only one God, okay? They called monotheism. And Judaism actually awaiting the Messiah who bring peace. So who is the Messiah? That one of the biggest difference between the Judaism and the Christianity. Actually, in Christianity, we believe that the Messiah is Jesus Christ, okay? But in Judaism, they rejecting Jesus as a Messiah, okay? Jesus is only one of the prophet, Okay, that's the biggest difference between the Judaism and the Christianity. And they have a worship service. In Christianity, we have a worship service in the church, but in Judaism, their temple is called the synagogue. And in Christianity, we call the religious leader as a pastor or minister, but in Judaism, rabbi. So again, look at his head, okay? Small round cap. So as soon as we saw him, oh, he's Jewish, and he's a religious leader. He called a rabbi, and Jewish holy book called Tanakh. In Christianity, what we called the holy book, Bible, okay, Bible. But as we know, they rejecting New Testament. They rejecting Jesus Christ, okay. So that's why Jewish a holy book called Tanakh and the Christian holy book called Bible is so different from each other. But usually Old Testament is written in Hebrew, and the Torah is called the first 5 book of the Hebrew Bible, okay? So Genesis, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Number, etc. Okay, only the first 5 book written by the Moses, okay? It is written on the large scroll and keeping the ark in the synagogue. So I actually visited the Jewish synagogue a long time ago, and I saw that the family join in worship service, and they bring out the large scroll. Okay, this is not the book. One side actually you open it, and the children start reading the Bible. Okay, and the patriarchy means the unfortunately, it seems like whenever we read the Bible, or especially Old Testament, it is male-oriented, okay? Women was considered of the property of the man. Unfortunately, it's a long time ago, just imagine that. Just now, yeah, we agree that feminism, okay, feminism. Man and women has the same right, okay? That's the modern culture, modern philosophy. But long time ago, woman was considered of the male, so usually male-centered culture, okay? So especially the patriarchy. Patriarchy means there is 3 good father, good ancestor. Look at the picture. Actually, the first guy is Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. So that's why whenever we actually see the history of the Israel, God, who is God? God is the God of the Abraham, God of the Isaac, God of the Jacob. Okay, so father or male head of family, tribe, or nation, they are called the patriarchy, and who is the main patriarchy throughout the Israel history? As I said, Abraham. Abraham is the patriarch of the Jews and the founding father of Judaism. Definitely, okay. That's why the book of Genesis is still reading the life of Abraham, okay? Abraham, Moses, and King David. These 3 figures, okay? Divorce is allowed if it is agreed upon by the husband. So only, that means the wife cannot. It is not allowed for a wife to request a divorce according to Jewish culture. Only man, husband has authority doing the divorce. And they will not make eye contact unless they are married. So as soon as male and women, they have eye contact. Eye contact in Jewish culture is considered of a sexual relationship. So by accidentally you see the eye of the Jewish woman, it is in their culture. It is considered of a sexual relationship. So it is not allowed eye contact. So long time ago when I live in South Korea, at the time it is not allow eye contact for younger person to see the older person's eye. Okay, we never have any eye contact with the teacher, the older. That is the symbol of the respect. Okay. So eye contact is not easy according to my culture, but even in the Jewish culture, especially between the man and the woman, it is not allowed eye contact. Maybe it is a little bit similar, but what do you feel in when you're living in the United States? One of my difficulty is the have eye contact with other person. So when I have a conversation with my officer, my elder, as I said, it is not allowed eye contact. Eye contact is not allowed. So exactly, I remember. So when I have a conversation with my officer in United States, I avoid eye contact, and he or she said that you ignore me. But I explain, no, that's my culture. We usually not doing the eye contact in my culture. But how about in United States? Eye contact is required, okay? Whenever you talk to somebody, you should have eye contact with him or her, okay? That's the one of the American culture. But in Jewish culture, as I said, eye contact is not allowed. And there is some kind of a symbol of a Star of David, okay? Abraham, as I said, Abraham is a patriarch, okay? And Moses is related to the Ten Commandments, okay? Ten Commandments is extremely important in the culture in Israel. And King David, so Star of David, this is the symbol of the independence of Israel, okay? Shield of David, and he became king of Israel after defeating Goliath. Yeah, you know about King David versus Goliath. Even though you are non-Christian, okay, non-Christian, small boy beat the big actually soldiers, okay? Whenever there is some war between small country and big country, it is called the war between David and Goliath, okay? So Star of David is a 6-point star, is formed by the overlapping two triangle, right? So look at the picture. Yeah, there is two triangle, okay? This is overlap. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 side, okay? 6-point star is actually symbol of God's rule, okay, in all 6 direction. What? Usually in every culture we have 4 actually direction, okay? What is 4 direction? North and south, east and west, that's all. But in Jewish culture, there is the another direction called above and below, okay? God is above, human is living in below, okay? So there is 6 actually direction. So usually, yeah, isn't it amazing? Usually, as I said, in most culture, we have a 4 direction, okay? East and west and north and south, that's all. But in Jewish culture, definitely monotheism. Because of the monotheism, God is above and human living on the earth, okay, under the heaven. So they called the below. So that's why 6 direction. 6 direction actually means the symbol God's rule, okay? So this actually Star of David is on the flag of even Israel. So through today's actually class, actually I'm dealing with one of the representative characteristic of Israel culture. And even though through one semester I'm teaching about Old Testament theology, and but still there is so many theological topic in Old Testament. I never deal with wisdom. You may know about the wisdom of King Solomon, and before there is king. The first king is Saul, and second king is King David. Third greatest king is Solomon. But before them, actually there was, instead of a king, there was judge, okay? And so even dealing with a lot of actually theological topic in Old Testament, but among them I chose actually around 11 actually theological topic. Thanks to listen to my lecture, and maybe see you next semester. Thank you.